About 3 years ago, when I started to read the Bible, like really get into it and read it, I asked the Lord. I remember asking, like, Jesus, like, who are you? I have no idea who you are. I'm reading these words, but I don't know you. And this was right before I read the parable of the lost son. And after reading through it, I'm just like, wow, like, look how merciful and compassionate, like, Jesus is. You know, the Father is to his son who, you know, went on that wild streak and lived the wild life and rebellious life. And I'm like, yeah, I can relate to that, you know, obviously. But then I'm like, but Lord, I said, I want to really know you, like, at a even more personal level. And so the Holy Spirit just reminded me of a time like 10 years ago, over 10 years ago, where I was driving and I was drinking and I hit a bridge and I totaled the vehicle. I knocked my teeth out. I did not have a seatbelt on, and I don't know how I ended up in any worse condition other than by the grace of God. And I had court a month later. And after I went to court, when I went to court, I was the first one up, and he started reading the police report. He was reading like my alcohol content and what the witnesses saw and what they were saying, what I was saying. And he gets to a point in the police report where he just stops and he looks down and he said, how I stumbled out of the vehicle and said, I wish I would have effing died. And he just stops, looks down at the police report, looks up at me, looks back down, sits back with his arms crossed, and he goes, his eyes tear up, and he's like, I'm not sure why a young lady such as yourself would say something about themselves like that, but I absolutely know throwing you in jail is not going to fix anything. It's not going to help you. And so I didn't get anything. I did not get anything that I deserved, that I was anticipating to receive because of my horrible actions. I got nothing. And the Lord wanted to show me that you don't deserve like salvation through anything good that you do. But because Jesus Christ took the punishment for our sin, he took that punishment. That means we get no punishment. We get nothing from the bad doings that we've done because his righteousness is now imputed onto us. He took our punishment. And he wanted to show, like, it just made me cry forever because I was like, oh my gosh, you are the most like compassionate, merciful, loving person in this entire world, or, you know, God in this entire world. And I just love that he showed me that. And then I can share this with you guys now because that's who he is. You know, he's amazing.